say you're given this equation and you're asked, is theta equal pi over 4 a solution to this equation? Just like any other equation, just where you see theta, you simply plug in pi over 4. So 2 sine of pi over 4 minus 1 equals 0. Do you remember what sine of pi over 4 is? You should. It's the easiest one, right? It's where sine and cosine are the same. And even though the 2's cancel, I do not believe that is going to equal 0. So then the question might say, well, what about theta equals pi over 6? Does that one work? Well, let's see. So 2 sine of pi over 6 minus 1 equals 0. The sine of pi over 6, oops, messed up. Looking it up, 1/2. And I do believe that cancels to become 1, and that is a solution. So the only issue here, are there other solutions? Remember that sine, so if this is pi over 6, sine is y, so there's another y value over here. How about 5 pi over 6? So 5 pi over 6 works too. Also, what if I decided to go all the way around and back? In other words, 2 pi plus pi over 6, because we remember the period for the sine function is 2 pi. So usually on a question like this, they will tell you within a particular interval, or they might ask you, give me 4 or 5 points, which you use the periodicity property that says I can go back around 2 pi, and I can even go 2 pi plus 5 pi over 6 and get another value. Let's say we want to solve this particular equation, and we only want to find, that says pi, shouldn't erase my angle. And I want to keep my angle, grab another card, I want to keep my angle between 0 and 2 pi. So as we did in the very end of the last section, to solve this, I simply want to isolate sine. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the square root of 3 to the other side. Then I will divide by 2. So I get sine theta equals the negative square root of 3 over 2. And from here now, remember, if I take sine inverse of both sides, then that is actually solving for my angle. And if you do that, I believe you will see that you will get 4 pi over 3 for your angle. And again, we want to stay in between 0 and 2 pi and 5 pi over 3.